SNK, Neo Geo. SNK's release is entering the small arcade market.
The 3/4 scale arcade market?
Sort of 3/4 scale arcade market, yeah. So the MVSX is what they're calling it. It's a home arcade. So basically, there are two models of this you can buy. One that is just the tabletop arcade.
Tabletop arcade.
And it looks like if you were to look at an arcade 1-up and cut the cabinet off the bottom of it, that's basically what you're dealing with. That's the size and specifications. The screen, I believe, is a 17-inch LCD
screen. 3/4 scale, kind of.
So you get the rough idea. But I think it's going to be $450. There is the unit with the base that is going to be $500. And with the base, it just looks like a big stand for it. But with the base, it's going to be roughly the size of all your arcade 1-ups. So it's obviously, yes, it's meant for people who are buying and making little arcade rooms with,
which is a thing now.
Yes, it is with those types of game units. I don't personally have any interest in buying this. It's a little rich for my blood. Also, as much as I love the Neo Geo MVS catalog, it has been whipped and flogged and put out on it's everywhere. They keep trotting it out. It's the horse. It's the workhorse that will not die. Great games. It's going to have 50 of them in there. It's going to support 2 players. But
joysticks look like decent.
They look decent, but I don't want to play this stuff on an LCD screen.
Even with CRT option, scale lines, you don't want to do
I don't want to, the filters never do it for me. I don't want to play the stuff on LCD. These games are all games that I personally have, a bunch of other ways, but it is an attractive package for people who do like this sort of stuff.
Well, they claim we have pixel to pixel scale to remake the perfect pixel style game image, and we also support scale line to emulate the old CRT image. So this is the games. King of Fighters collection, 10 King of Fighters games. Metal Slug, you get the 6 Metal Slugs that everyone knows and loves. Samurai Showdown, you get 6 Samurai Showdowns. Fatal Fury, you get 8 Fatal Furies with Garou, Mark of the Wolves being the last one. You get the World Heroes and Art of Fighting collections. You get all your standard fighters. Then you get the classic stuff, which is what I look for, because I know there's fighting game fans out there. I don't need 45 or 35 fighting games on one of these, but a lot of people like that because you never get through them all. Classic collection has Sengoku 2 and 3, Savage Reign, I'm not familiar with that one, Magician Lord, which was the console pack-in, The Last Blade 2, Kazuna Encounter, which is one that goes for tons of money, right, and Shock Troopers. And then you get the sports, you get Superside Kicks, Top Players Golf, 3-count bout, Baseball Stars Professional, and Football Frenzy. So
no Baseball Stars 2. That's very weird. It's weird that when they do these, it almost always seems to include one or the other Baseball Stars, but not both.
So this is marked up $500, and in this market, something like this usually goes for around $3. For a 5 foot. I'm looking at the arcade 1-ups. They're like $300 in that range usually, right? So I think what they're saying is Neo Geo is saying, well, you're getting 50 games, even though they can put on 150 games and it's the same price. They own the rights to it. Sure. It doesn't matter at that point. So that's where I'm critical about this. For $500, I need more value for $500. I need more games that aren't fighting games. Put fucking every game you have on here then, unless you're gonna do a separate one. Put on King of the Monsters, the stuff that I used to like. Put on that first run of games. Put on a Super Spy. Do stuff like that to mix it up a little bit. I personally don't like having 80% of the games being fighting games. I just don't.
We've gotten into this before, I understand you don't, but that's what the market is for them.
Well,
that's what they're known.
Metal Slug doesn't count. Okay, so
they're known for their fighting games.
But why not just put on the other ones too?
I agree. They should. But, I mean, if they are going to limit it, I understand why they limit it to fighting games. But there's no reason to do that.
And then the price is just too much compared to the competitors. The other, like the arcade 1-up sort of established the market, and the most they go up to, I believe, is $400 with the riser. It's usually $300 without the riser for arcade 1-ups.
$500. I mean, the Star Wars one and the NBA Jam one were technically $500.
But those are deluxe. Sure. NBA Jam is the 4-player. I'm talking about the regular one. So, like, let's see. So you can get the Pac-Man with the riser, $380 on Amazon. That's with the riser. So that to me is what the market is, $300 to $400 for these. Yes, and they're the same sort of 17-inch LCD screen. They're the same exact scale, and they used to be cheaper than that too, right? The first run were like $300. No, the riser was always.
It's just that they always
The riser was always more.
No,
Yeah.
they're always like 300 to 400. They always go on sale.
Well, they always go on sale, and to me, that's what the price.
They always
basically
go
is.
on sale. I mean, people were talking about it after your NBA Jam story. And I remember it. The Centipede one, the Galaga one, the Pac-Man one, those were on clearance at like $50 at certain Walmarts and Costco's.
It's $400 to pre-order with the riser for the X-Men versus Street Fighter one. So we'll just say they're $400 with the riser, or $300. They're like $300 without it though, or $350. The risers
Sure.
they tack on $80 for. So this is still priced $100 to $150 more than those, and that to me is too much. Now, what's interesting though, Ian, if you notice on these, on the riser and on the tabletop, there's like a faux coin slot.
Yeah, there's fake coin slot.
With the lock, I really wonder. Obviously, it's not going to function. If they built in a functionality, that'd be awesome.
No, there's
but
not going to be a functionality. I guarantee you that
It's
is
just a little-
I guarantee you that is
It's not a
a
sticker.
I guarantee it could be, and it's
No.
a shelf you put together and you rest a tabletop arcade onto. I guarantee you nothing is connecting in there.
It can't be a sticker. They did something for you to put there, but if it's not really, you don't really see it talked about here on the page here, do you?
No, and there's a little fake coin door on the front of the tabletop one too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. On both. So because obviously the tabletop, but yeah, no one's gonna buy this. No one's just gonna buy just a tabletop. What's the point?
No.
$50 more, you're gonna buy this riser, and it's a gigantic riser again. Unlike the Arcade went up, it's a smaller riser. What is it? A foot and a half, whatever. This is like a 3.5 foot riser.
Well, because
this,
what you get out of, I mean, the actual functioning arcade part is much smaller for this.
Yeah. So I can picture this selling very well because obviously people love the MVS cabs. I have one that's beat up that our pals Chris and Bobby have, waiting to get fixed up at some point or whatever, so everyone wants, like, if you're going to have your own personal arcade, it would be cool to have Neo Geo. It would be cool. I don't think there's going to be functionality for lighting up, obviously, in the marquee for the game switch, and obviously you're not going to have a game selector. That'd probably be a little too costly, and plus they don't show you the close-up of it. Yeah, it says player. Okay, it's just a cheap sticker. It looks like they're gonna have player start. Like there's a space for it, but it's not gonna probably function. That would increase the cost probably. All right, yeah. There's gonna be people that'll say, I don't care about $500. I want this. I want to, and finding an MVS might be tough in this day and age. MVSs used to be cheap 20 years ago when they were closing the arcades. You can get one for $100, $150 working. Now they're coveted in good condition.
Yep, and MVS prices used to be reasonable. Now MVS prices are pretty crazy too. In terms of the games, yeah,
they went up too.
Yeah,
because it consoles MVS, you think, or just in general?
Well, just because I mean, if you tell everyone this is the cheaper option and everyone goes to the cheaper option, suddenly it's not cheap anymore because everyone wants it.
Okay.